In tonight with my monologue. So today, President Trump pled not guilty to all 37 felony charges at a federal courthouse in Miami. Make no mistake, the Department of Justice, they're pretty much taking a wrecking ball to our great American republic and our Constitution along with it. Half of the country has now lost faith in the rule of law. This is now the third presidential election cycle in a row, where the FBI and the DOJ are throwing cinder blocks on the scales of that presidential race. First, in 2016, they gave Hillary Clinton a free pass. We know, James Comey told us, she mishandled top secret material, destroyed the evidence. She acid washed hard drives, servers with bleach pit, destroying cell phones, Blackberries with hammers. And of course, the media mob, they didn't care. Of course, Comey, he didn't care. Now they're accusing us about whataboutism, their new favorite word, whataboutism. Listen.
The real issue on the political side is Republicans are going to be able to play the whataboutism game and say, see, Joe Biden did it too. Any charges against Donald Trump are going to be purely political.
Is this kind of political whataboutism from Jim Jordan playing actually going to resonate that he's trying to play right now?
The whataboutism is very intense right now, and you are somebody who definitely knows facts on this case.
How cute the left-wing media found a new word. Whataboutism. Maybe another term that they can replace it with would be equal justice under the law and equal application of our laws and the lack thereof in America today. Let's use Comey and his own words. No reasonable prosecutor would ever prosecute or charge Hillary Clinton despite her serious misconduct. Pay close attention. Top secret, classified material she shouldn't have had, and that does not include the 33,000 deleted emails.
From the group of 30,000 emails returned to the State Department in 2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received. 8 of those chains contained information that was top secret at the time they were sent. 36 of those chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information at the time. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
Okay, whataboutism? At the very same time in 2016, when Clinton got a free pass, the FBI was propagating their own Russia hoax the same month, as a matter of fact. That's the dirty conspiracy theory developed by the Clinton campaign, a bought and paid for dirty Russian misinformation dossier to smear Donald Trump before the election. And the media mob, the Democrats, the FBI, they all lied to you, the American people. And that lie was perpetrated for over 3 years. No consequences at all whatsoever, not an apology, not a correction from the corrupt media mob. And in 2020, it happened again. The FBI covered up the very real Hunter Biden laptop scandal. Remember, they pre-bunked it, even though they had it in December of 2019, meeting with big tech in the lead up to the 2020 race, weekly with big tech, suggesting they may be victims of Russian disinformation. In reality, they knew it wasn't Russian disinformation. They had possession of the laptop. They knew Rudy Giuliani, the president's attorney, would likely leak it. So, hence the pre-bunking. And according to John Solomon, he verified that its contents were in fact known by the FBI, that the complete they authenticated it at the FBI. At the very same time, former FBI officials continue to suggest that Trump was colluding with Russia. What we know now, the Durham report, a complete and total farce, an investigation that never should have begun. And now in 2023, is this more election interference from our very own federal government? Here's the DOJ with the FBI striking once again, stacking 37 charges against Donald Trump, including violations of the Espionage Act for allegedly mishandling classified material, while giving Biden, just like Hillary, a free pass for also allegedly mishandling classified material. Even worse, the FBI is trying its best to hide evidence of corruption against the current president. Now, this is the big news that everyone needs to pay attention to. Now, first, the Bureau seemingly denied the existence of that 1023 document that Senator Grassley and James Comer were requesting from the FBI and Christopher Wray, which recorded serious allegations of bribery against Joe Biden made by what was a trusted and paid-for FBI informant. Then Director Wray refused to comply with the House subpoena, demanding a copy of the 1023 document until Chairman Comer was on the verge of holding Wray in contempt. Now we just found out that the 1023 document ultimately produced to Congress. It had redactions covering up very pertinent, important information. And here's Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley describing that information.
1023 produced to the House committees redacted reference that the foreign national who allegedly bribed Joe and Hunter Biden allegedly has audio recordings of his conversation with them. 17 such recordings. According to the 1023, the foreign national possesses 15 audio recordings of phone calls between him and Hunter Biden. According to the 1023, the foreign national possesses 2 audio recordings of phone calls between him and then Vice President Joe Biden. These recordings were allegedly kept as a sort of insurance policy for the foreign national in case that he got into a tight spot.
Now, former acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker, who will join us in a moment, said these tapes could be a cataclysmic event for Joe Biden. But it almost seems like the FBI doesn't want to be investigated. I wonder why. Now, keep in mind, they have had this 1023 form for at least 3 years. So is Senator Grassley correct? Did a Burisma executive, does he have 17 recorded tapes, 15 of Hunter, 2 of Joe Biden, then as vice president, that he kept as an insurance policy? Is the FBI in possession of these recordings? Or will they continue to shield and protect Joe and Hunter Biden ahead of another election, all while prosecuting Donald Trump to the fullest extent of the law? Now, today on Capitol Hill, the FBI deputy director didn't have a lot of answers. Take a look.
Deputy Director Abadi, is it true that the FBI has a report making those allegations?
I'm not going to comment on that, Senator.
And why is that?
I'm just not going to comment on information we received, investigations.
Do you owe an obligation to the American people to be candid about evidence of corruption by the President of the United States?
This is an area that I'm not going to get into with you, Senator.
Well, I understand you don't want to, and that's why people are mad at the FBI, because you're stonewalling and covering up serious allegations of evidence of corruption from the president.
Multiple courts have uncovered extraordinary abuses perpetrated by your agency. You are at the same time concealing information about serious allegations made against the President of the United States, even as your institution also targets his chief political opponent in an unprecedented way.
Can they not see how bad this looked? Do they not see the double standard, or do they just not care? At this point, I'm believing they don't care. Right now, the only people seriously investigating Joe Biden are members of Congress. That's Comer's committee and Jim Jordan's committee. Now, this week, Chairman Comer issued a new subpoena for Hunter's Burisma business partner, Devon Archer, pictured right here, playing golf with the big guy himself, Joe Biden. Keep in mind, Hunter's cushy job on that board of Burisma with Devon Archer is the focus of these very claims against the vice president in that 1023 form. So don't be distracted by any insignificant forthcoming gun or tax charges that we hear might be imminent against Hunter Biden. That's only the low-hanging fruit. The real issue is being investigated in both the House Oversight Committee and the House Judiciary Committee. This case really isn't about Hunter. It's about Joe, his father, the big guy, the one who Hunter had to pay half his income to Pops for and pay for home repairs for Pops. According to investigations by Grassley, Johnson, Comer, as well as bank records, shell corporations that they have identified, damning texts on Hunter's laptop, there is real evidence that the President of the United States sold out our country to foreign nationals, and you, the American people, and all of us need to get answers. And the FBI needs to stop covering for the president and stop putting cinder blocks on the scales of presidential elections. But the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, she said it's shocking so many Republicans support Donald Trump after the, quote, indictment. Well, given the conduct of her son and her husband, I think she might want to sit this one out. I'll also like to introduce to Dr. Jill this document. It's called the U.S. Constitution, where Americans are innocent until they're proven guilty. But I guess the rule of law doesn't mean much to the Bidens. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.